Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast brought to you by Stop the Banking TTB. I am your host, Johnny VEGAZ. Now today, I have a legend in the game. Straight from snapping you photos. My girl came through, and now she's here to share her story, give you guys some information on the do's and don'ts, pros and cons to the photography game, and how she elevated from ground zero to the top. You know what I'm saying? And still rocking. How many years it's been?
Shoot, going on 30 in a minute.
Now that's legendary.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Let them know.
Yo, this is your girl KOI SOJER snapping you photos. Bam! In the house.
That's how we do it. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for
I appreciate you.
No problem.
Now we met on the red carpet actually at the ASCAP Awards last year through a mutual friend.
Right.
Willie, what up, man? Shout out to Willie, that's my man. But yeah, I noticed how you was moving. You know what I'm saying? You would have the celebrities' attention right off the rip, and you'd be like, yeah, stand right there, tell them what to do. Well, I noticed where there's a lot of, I guess, amateur photographers that don't really know how to control the room. They kind of just wait as it goes down the line and try. So I definitely wanted to commend you on your strategic tactics used in your photography ethic. And it's crazy because to me, I'm looking at it as a science because I was trying to learn at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching everybody, and you can kind of tell who's been doing it a while versus who hasn't been doing it for quite a long time. And I definitely commend you on your craft. I mean, you do great work. And it's awesome, man. Tell the people how you got started.
Well, back in New York in 1990.
What part of New York?
Manhattan.
Manhattan, okay.
91, my twin and I had the Bronx. No, that's where hip hop started. Mm-hmm. Hey now. But it was 91, my twin and I had a business called Ready for Duty Promotions, where we designed your logos, your tour jackets. Like we did SWV's logo. We did the BBD World Tour jacket.
Wow.
We did hammer jackets. I mean, we did it all.
Yeah.
We did the Fuck Compton T-shirts for Tim Dog.
Oh wow.
So we decided to have our first year anniversary party, and this was in '91. And we did it at a club which was across the street from where we lived at Riverbank West.
Okay.
Which was a high-rise where a lot of celebrities live.
Right.
And we decided to have our first year. And after the first year party, everybody's like, oh my God, you guys should do it more. Mind you, I had just come off playing professional women's basketball overseas.
Wow.
So my sister knew everybody in the industry. I didn't, but I was like, you know what, let me go out down to Canal Street and go pick me up some film and come on back. So we decided to start throwing a party every Tuesday, and we called it Grandma Funk Hut.
Yeah.
And it was called the Funk Hut Party every Tuesday. And that's where I learned to be a photographer. I was the only one doing it at the time. We didn't have a lot of photographers in there. And every week, I would take photos, I would develop them, and then make collages of everybody that attended the party, and I would put it on the wall. Okay. So every time you walked in, you could see who was there the week before. So that became part of the Funk Hut format. You had to see your photo on the wall. And then that's when I had to teach myself how to, change the lighting on my camera. Because, just because you have a camera doesn't necessarily mean you're a photographer.
Right.
I always say it's the person behind the camera, not the camera. Because I can take good photos with a Polaroid.
On my phone.
Right, exactly. You just have to have a good eye. So I taught myself how, I could shoot upstairs, the camera would automatically focus. But once I got in the dark, I didn't even know anything about infrared then. I don't even know if they had an infrared flash back then. Right. But I would get a flashlight. I would show the flashlight to the crowd in the party, and I start clicking, you know. So, but people was like, oh, your photos are great. You should send them to a magazine. How do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Tell me.
I was still all new to this. So finally, I guess it was in '93, New Music Seminar. Tupac and Biggie. Well, actually it started out. Let me tell this story. You guys want to hear this story?
Please.
Sylvia Rowan comes out and she's like, she brings out Tupac. While Tupac is walking out to the stage, here come Biggie and Puffy and his whole entourage start bum rushing the stage. Sylvia Rowan's trying to push him back like, no, get off the stage. Next thing you know, they start playing Party and bullshit, and it was on. And you could tell they were friends then. You know what I mean? So I'm just clicking away. So then I go to the Source magazine, because now people saying you should sell your photos. So I said, well, this is some good photos.
Exactly.
So I go and I see Chi, who is a photo editor, and I say, yo, Chi, I give him a handful of photos. I say, take a look at these. He's looking. And then he says, oh, I don't see anything. He gives them back. I go, what? I'm like, yo. So I had to tell him the whole story about, you know, Tupac and Biggie on stage, how it went down, blah, blah, blah. He was like, let me look at him again. That was my first photo sold. Wow. But I had to beg him. Right. And now look at, people are using my photos left and right. You know, they're in documentaries, they're being licensed, you know. But who would have thought back there in 93? So after that, I started working with Black Beat, Vibe Magazine, Rap Pages, Word Up, all of them, you know. So after that, I continued still doing parties, and not like they have it today, where you have to call your PR person, they have to put you on the list, and then they have to check the list, and then you get there, and the artist doesn't come out until maybe, let's see, 1:45, and the club closed here in LA at 2, you know. No. That's why I call it School of Hard Knocks in hip hop, because you can go to 5 parties in one night and probably see the same people, because we used to always support one another. Right. Because remember, hip hop was still considered underground music. So, you know, it wasn't, you know, you might have had a few like Run DMC, you know, who might have been on top, but as far as the majority, it was still underground. The women were just now coming out. Queen Latifah, MC Light, you know, and so on. So to me, this is where we would go to a party and people knew each other. It was industry invite only. Right. It wasn't one of those flyers, you know. To the public. Yeah, exactly. After 12 o'clock, you can come in, women free, you know. No, it was all industry. So, and then with us doing our own fun cut parties every Tuesday, we put on signed and unsigned acts. You know, Black Sheep's first performance was at our club. Wow. You know? We had Russell Simmons. We had, Boys to Men. I mean, everybody was at the club. I just happened to finally film. We started throwing parties at Esso's after Big City Diner. And I used to do videotape. And I have a bunch of high eights. And I kept thinking, where can I get, since just like maybe a month ago, where can I get them, you know, changed over? Yeah. Man, our birthday party, I forgot. I got ODB, Busta Rhymes, Dougie Fresh, MC Light. I mean, and it's just like, oh my God, I felt like I'm back in 95 in New York. Yeah. But Esso's was the place to be. And it was the fun cut every Tuesday. We even had basketball players come. We had Cameo would come. I mean, just everybody. Yeah. You know, Tommy Hilfiger. You know, if he come to a party, then it's on, right? Yeah. So that's how we really got our start. And my twin was known as Grandma Funk. Gramma. Because she had shit to say. Yeah. But we were well known. And so after that, we started getting invites to other people's parties. And then boom, and then we call, yo, I'm going to Queen Latifah's UNITY. Okay, I see you there. You know, so and then by this time, everybody knew I was shooting for the source. They were like, yo, Koi, get my photo. Yeah. But it was still like friends. It's like me and you, yo, what am I doing? I'm going to put you in the magazine. Okay. So that's how that started. And then I moved to London. What was it, 97? And I ended up working for a magazine as a photo editor and photographer. And it was so funny because I would have to call photo agencies to get photos for different section of the magazine we were working on. Right. You know, and I thought, well, these are people I know. I'm going to use their photos so they get paid. Yeah. So when I moved back to New York, a year later, I said, I'm going to go to these agencies and do the same thing. There you go. And boom, that's how I got started working with agencies. And then it would send me out to go shoot. But what was happening in the beginning, it was good because, you know, they had the film scanner, the negative scanner, but then people started changing over to digital. I hadn't changed over to digital. Okay. For one, I didn't like the way, I think it was only 5 megapixels at the time. I didn't really like that. Yeah, you know, quality is important to me. Absolutely. You know, and you blow a photo up and it starts looking pixelated. To me, that's no. Yeah. So I stayed, and so they would send me out, but my photos wouldn't get out because they still had to scan it, and that takes time. You know. So sooner or later, I finally decided to get a digital. Right. But follow suit. Yeah. So, you know, moving here to LA 10 years ago, I got hooked up with Getty, Wired, Film Magic. They would send me out to events. I'm thinking I'm shooting A-list events, but there's a difference. There's an A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list, make-a-wish list. Yeah. All the way to Z. I wish one day I would be somebody, you know. But it taught me a lot. I had never done red carpet before because in New York during the hip-hop industry, we never had red carpet.
Yeah.
Don't step and repeat. We walked on the red carpet.
Yeah.
But we never had to step and repeat. We just knew everybody. Hey, yo, click, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Whereas now you got the paparazzis, and now you got to sign up, and the PRs got to confirm you to go shoot something.
Right.
Whereas back then, it wasn't like that. But I could say...
I think that's a good thing, though. You know, because it has structure.
It was fun. It was fun. The 90s was fun. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think they put more of a structure to it. And like you said...
What do you mean now?
Yeah.
The structure?
Yeah, with the whole get on the list, PR confirm.
Yeah, but then you have to
and
now.
open up a lot of jobs, you know. PR
Yeah,
and
exactly.
all that stuff, so.
But then, you know, like I say, it was school then.
Yeah.
You know, whereas now it's work. And so when you have work, you have to cut things down because you can't have like 345 photographers trying to shoot one event. You
Right.
gotta narrow it down, which I understand that.
And be organized, like be in line. Like sometimes when I do red carpet, we shoulder to shoulder above them. Excuse me.
Okay,
You know, standing on this paper that has our name, but it's like an 8x10. I'm clearly like this big.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
You know, even as a female photographer back then, because I was shooting my friends, I didn't realize, and this was before I started actually even, you know, sending my photos, selling my photos to magazines, that these other photographers, which were all men, were in business.
Right.
They were working. To me, these are my friends. You know,
Right.
I was abused physically and sometimes verbally by these male photographers, even in the hip hop world.
Yeah.
Then I get here thinking, okay, you know, I've been doing this, you know, long enough now. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm getting called bitches, I'm getting this and that, and I'm thinking, wow. But they always say you have to, anything that you do, you're always going to be tested. You know, to me, like I said, school, they can say, if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Right.
Even though you step out of New York and you go somewhere else, you're still going to be tested. You know, and the Spirit always said to me, Koi, I sent you there to go do a job. I'll handle your battles.
Yeah.
Here it is 10 years later. Those same people that were calling me bitches and blah, 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 which was not my people, what I want to say.
Yeah.
But they're saying, hey, Koi, how you doing? Boom, boom, boom. Because at the end of the day, I just want to say to all you photographers out there, there's going to be times when people are going to push you around and test you. The thing for you to do is stay silent and do what you're supposed to do. The rest will be handled by the Spirit above. And that's how I look at it. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to remember what the other person did because they didn't see what the other person did. They're only going to remember you sitting there bitching and yelling and screaming. And you know how black women's voices can get loud. You know? And then you're going to be blackballed. And that's not what I came here to do.
Right.
You know, so at the end of the day, here it is 10 years later. And they're saying, hey, Koi, because I always pray before I leave the house, Lord, let my camera work. Put me next to some good people. Let the celebrities look at me and let's have a good time.
Right.
And every time I go out, I say that prayer and everything has been working out well.
That's good, man. You know, 'cause at times that it can go left field. You know, I've witnessed it in front of me. Like there'll be a girl, like one of those amateurs, trying to like shoot over people's shoulders instead of be organized with the line the way it is now.
Right.
And you get some of the pros that been there for a while and following suit. Like, what the hell are you doing? And then it kind of becomes an altercation, because someone didn't follow. But that's not his fault. It's the amateur's fault not following suit.
And see, this is why I say, as professionals, we have to still teach, regardless of where we are. So she's over your shoulders. So she's doing this. How about say, hey, listen, babe, listen, why don't you get through this? Because in the line, for all of you who don't know, when you shoot a red carpet, they have sections. So you have the front row, then you have a second row, a third row, and behold that you don't want to be on that fourth row.
Unless you're saying hi.
unless you're doing B-reel with a video. So, you know, and within those rows, they keep those, it's supposed to have spacing so that you can shoot through the next person's shoulder, basically.
Right.
So, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to, I think it's important as young photographers to look at what's going on and how it works. Because of, even though I was called names and verbally and sometimes physically abused, they taught me how to really have the right camera, how to have the right equipment, what to do, what to say, how to get the attention of those celebrities. You know, because I look at some of my hip hop photos, I'd be like, dang, why didn't I put that photo of Run DMC with Jam Master Jay and Russell Simmons together? Instead, I got them talking, and you know, I still got the photo, but I wasn't like, hey fellas, can we get this? Because to me, that's like, oh my God,
I can't talk to them.
That's Run DMC. Oh my God, you know. But after a while, I learned that I can command, as a photographer, your job is to command the photo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because even though I could have just said, you know, at one time I remember I didn't have any film, and the spirit was like, take your ass down to Canal Street, buy that film for $1.50, buy as many as you can, and you'll get the rest developed later. If I didn't ever listen to my spirit, I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now.
Right.
I wouldn't have an archive of hip hop memorabilia right now. If I just said, I don't have no film, I'm not going to the party.
Wow.
But because I did, when I moved here 10 years ago, I developed those rolls of films I couldn't get developed back then. Spent $400 and amazing photos. Amazing. But never let something stop you from doing something. Nowadays, shit digital, you don't even need film. But one thing I have to say to photographers, learn how to work on manual. Not on auto, because your camera won't click fast enough for auto. Right. You wonder why people, I gotta give people my camera and they be like, oh my God, I love your camera, click, 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 click. I said, I gotta keep it like that. Because sometimes, it, you know, it's almost like it's almost like a paparazzi thing. And because of hip hop, the way I shoot, you know, I never take my camera down. Because as soon as you take your camera down, that's when a celebrity or whoever you're shooting is doing something. And then by the time you bring your camera up, it's too late. Always keep that camera up there until they pass. And then bring it on down.
Exactly.
And now I'll be like, you know, every time they see me, the photographers now see me on the red carpet, they go, hey babe. Because if I forget your name, I'll be like, hey babe, can I get that photo? But because I'm not yelling, hey, over here, look over here, over here. So I'm just like, oh my God, that screaming's not going to help. Like, excuse me, babe, can I get that photo? And then maybe because most of the time I'm the only African American out there, and maybe because it sounds good. You know? I get a lot of celebrities that be on the carpet. I love your voice, because I see you, baby. That's what I tell them, and it works. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, if you're gonna be a photographer, for one, you have to have a signature. A signature shot. What makes your shot different from everybody else's shot?
What do you say is your signature shot? Besides the celebrity,
you know what? I can only know you for that quick split second, but I'm gonna get a smile out of you. My signature is that when you look at my photos, you be like, dang, you know these people. They know you. And because of the hip hop world, they do. And now I have to bring that on to the A-list celebrities, actors, you know, because they don't know me. But like I say, I stand out because most of the time I'm the only African American. And then I have to make sure that I command myself enough that they hear me, that they give me that smile. Most of the time I'll be like, I don't want to shoot Polaroid pictures. I mean, passport photos. You know what I mean? Just no. Because what happens too is that, you know, it could be a lot of us. But I think their publicists tell them right here in the beginning, that's where Wire and Getty are. So smile for them. By the time they come to us, they just like, you know, sad face. I'm just like, yo, can we get a little smile? Smile for me for the ladies. Because the ladies want to see you smile. Then it comes out, you know. Because at the end of the day, just because I'm on the end doesn't mean I'm not any better than the people in the beginning.
That's right.
I like being sometimes on the end because if they're being videotaped or, you know, they're being videotaped for ETV or whatever, sometimes they have to hold up. And then that other celebrities come in and they got to hold up. Hey, excuse me, can we get that collaboration? Because I'm known for collaborating photos. I have a photo of when Snoop Dogg and Corrupt first came to New York. And they came to Russell Simmons' Christmas party. And this was in '93. And I ended up getting a photo of those two with Tretch. Tretch, he introduced me to Tupac. And then I ended up getting a photo of Snoop with Puffy, Usher. You know what I mean? So I have some stuff. And like I say, back then, it wasn't a ton of us doing it. But I just knew that this was my calling, and I just went for it. And because I knew everybody, yo, Puffy, let me get this photo. Of course, they want me to shoot it. Okay, click, click, click. You know what I mean? So I sent one actually to Snoop. I put it on my page. I got like maybe 26 likes on Instagram.
Was he one of them?
It was a photo of him with Tretch and Corrupt.
No, but was he one of the likes that liked the picture?
I'm not for sure because on his page he had 580. I said maybe I don't have enough friends on Instagram but I was like Thank you very much for that, Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, listen, can we talk? Listen, I'm trying to put this exhibit together, and it would be amazing if we do it in the party.
Right.
Because all my photos. And so, in a minute, we get ready to do that. You know, I got to hit these people up because I have your baby photos.
Right,
you know what I mean? And sometimes people don't get it yet. You know, a couple of people, I don't want to say their names yet, have approached me about doing my first exhibit. Because at the end of the day, I was the only woman on ground doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few photographers that are after me that are doing stuff big now or whatever. They're still shooting. But they don't have what I have.
Right.
And then let alone my fun cut parties. Because we had everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, we went from 91 all the way up to 97. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just a whole nother story by itself.
Right.
You know, so. But I just have to say, I just know that this was my calling. I happened to be shooting DOS Effects and Crisscross. Both groups had just come out. One from New York, one from Atlanta. And we were at Tramps. Anybody in New York remember Tramp nightclub?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so used to shooting in the party, I hadn't really prepared myself for shooting a show.
Okay.
So I'm in the back shooting, blah, 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 blah. Now the show's starting. And my sister was already in the music industry. You know, she worked for Next Plateau, which was Salt and Pepper, and, you know, so she knew everybody. And so I would always kind of stay next to her because she knew everybody. But she knew a lot of the execs, but I knew more. I was learning more. Exactly. So I'm shooting in the back, and I'm like, all of a sudden, somebody slaps me on my shoulder. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm thinking somebody's coming to say hi. I turn around, there's nobody there. I'm thinking, okay, I know I'm high.
Yeah, I know, right?
Am I bugging? So then I still keep clicking. Now, mind you, the stage is like way over there, and there's a bunch of people, you know, watching the show, and I'm way back here.
Right.
So then all of a sudden I start shooting again, and the slap comes again. I'm thinking, okay, what?
Yeah.
I'm looking around, there's nobody. Now, mind you, the music is playing loud, and I hear in my head, move forward. And I'm like, I'm rolling my eyes like, okay, who said that? So I start shooting again, and the voice comes again, move forward. So I started moving forward through the crowd to the front of the stage. When I finally got to the front of the stage, the slap stopped. Because when I did stop again, the slap came again. But it wasn't as severe. And the voice kept saying, move forward. I finally moved forward to the front of the stage. When I turned around and looked at where I had come from to where I was just like, yes. And I saw all the other photographers.
Okay.
I thought, okay. Because remember, I'm self-taught. So I saw I didn't even know how to change my camera shutter speed. Yeah. So when Crisscross and them were jumping, you know, it just looks like 5 of them are jumping.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. I listened to my spirit, and now I'm in the front of the stage. So after that, I always made my way to the front of the stage. Because why? I listened to my spirit.
That's
I always
cool.
say that I could always see a picture as a child without a camera. So, you know, sometimes we don't always realize our gifts that are given to us until something happens.
Right.
Until we learn to listen. Because it's always that other voice in your head that's saying, you don't need to move forward, just stay where you are.
Yeah.
But it's that quiet voice that's saying, move forward. Now mind you, this is music playing and everything. How did I hear that voice? Because
in your head.
And it said it several times. And I got the slap several times. Like somebody would have thought I was fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's been on. I just knew that this was what I was supposed to do.
That's cool, man. I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
you're still doing your thing.
Me too. Okay. I
You
can't see. I mean, I've done all the personal training. I competed in bodybuilding. I played professional women's basketball. But this has been my calling.
That's awesome, man. So how does your business? So how do you? Because obviously it seems like word of mouth advertisement was the best form of advertisement for you in the beginning, and it kind of spread the word to everybody. Now everybody knows you. People call you
right.
jobs.
Right.
Okay. So now, with that being said, now are you trying to? How do you plan to expand your business? You know, are you just trying to stick with photography, or do you want to like brand your photos like with clothing, or you did mention an exhibit earlier? Like, what are the plans for the business?
Well, for right now, because I would say the last year, it was funny, I told a friend back in 2012, I'm putting a book out. She's like, it's going to take a minute. No, it's not. Here it is. Excuse me. Here it is, 2018. I didn't realize that I had to actually, I had all my negatives, but I had them all in one sleeve.
Okay.
I had to actually go through all these negatives. And remind you, I could shoot say, like Puffy's birthday party in '94 at Roseland, that could have been about 10 rolls of film.
Wow.
You know, click, click, and it wasn't just like, you know, you do digital, click, 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 you know, click, 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 click. It's just, that's how many people were there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when Tupac was on stage with Biggie and Puffy. You know what I mean? So I had to go and cert all those, not just cert them, but there's also numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have to put all those in there, and then I had to categorize it, and then I had to go online and on the computer and put where the party was, what year it was, and who it was. So can you imagine? I mean,
you've been to the trenches, man.
I have. Stages. I mean, even I didn't find my Aretha Franklin's. You know what I mean? The first, yes, rest in peace, and James Brown, rest in peace. Both of them were at a Billboard award party in '92 at Norville's in New York. Yeah. And it's so funny because you see all the photographers coming from down the stairs to shoot her, and she right in front of me, click, click. And so the I want to say the Brothers of Islam were doing security for Al Sharpton and James Brown, the Nation. Yeah. So I was like, excuse me, could you just part the seat just a little bit so I can get James and Al? You know, and it's so funny because one photographer told me, an artist, DJ 45 Key, he produced the song Ladies First for Queen Latifah. Okay. And he lived in our building. And he says, Koi, I just want to tell you one thing. Before you take photos of anybody, always ask them if you can take their photo. And I thought, okay. I didn't understand what he meant by that, but it makes sense. You know, because some people may not want that. Yeah. But nowadays, that's out the window. Okay. Oh, now, I mean, if I'm not, you know, I'm not. People say, oh, you know, why are you popping them like that? You know, why you acting like a paparazzi? It's not that I'm acting like a paparazzi. It's that you have to understand. My life as a photographer started in the club. So if we were in a club or at a party in New York, there were so many people in the party. I had to move from here to there to there to there. So that's what I do even on the red carpet until they tell me you have to stay there, which is kind of hard sometimes. I have to teach them, go, don't move, stay right here, because you know these white people go, they gonna kick you out, you know. But yeah, I'm not a paparazzi. It's just that's how I grew up. Moving. That's why when you see me, I'm moving. Because it's like I think everybody has an alter ego. Artists have an alter ego. You know, when they get ready to sing, they're not that same person that you see at home. You know, just laying back. But when they get on that stage, then boom, that person comes out. It's the same thing for me. It's like my radar is on. And it's like basketball comes into effect too. Okay, move over this way because they gonna once they leave that crowd, they're gonna come this way. You can be right here ready for them.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. So that's how I work. But I decided to do my first T-shirt design. Actually, it wasn't even a T-shirt design. I just wanted to do a collage because I was working on trying to put my first book together. Okay. I saw Mary J. Blige and I saw Chili. Mind you, it's been like 25 years later now, and neither one of them remember me or my twin. And I'm thinking, wow. You know, we hung out with Mary in London.
Well, they see so many people.
Yeah, but we did all the parties. Some people you just don't forget, you know. I'm sorry, you just don't forget.
You ain't forget.
Yeah, especially because at the end of the day, as a photographer, most of the time I was at all the events, blah, blah, blah. You know, Mary, you called me when we was in London, blah, what happened? Is your sister still, you know, so, but I understand, you know, because I'm looking at these photos either every day or someday, and so I'm there still. Right. Where 25 years, you know, a lot has happened. You know, a lot of drama or whatever you want to call in your life. Right. So
plus age too. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow, they don't remember. So I was a little taken back by that because I'm thinking every time, you know, when I see somebody, just like with Russell, I said, wow, Russell, last time I saw you was blah, 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 blah. And I could bring up the year and they'd be like, whoa. But I just have this Rolodex. Right. So the Spirit says, Koi, don't be bothered. What I need you to do is do a yearbook. Take them all back before they died, before the drama, before the drugs, before life. Yeah. When we all were on a dream. We had no money, but we had a dream. Yeah. You know, sometimes we had to, you know, jump the turnstile, you know, just because we didn't have money to get on the subway. But we had a dream to get to that open mic or whatever the case may be. We were hungry, you know, so I thought, wow. So that's how the collage came out, is I was doing it for my book cover. And then all of a sudden I said, you know what, let me see if I can make this into a T-shirt design. Okay. And then what I would do is I started sending them out to everybody I knew. That was back from my school year, you know. And I would, you know, I'd mail them. I think I mailed out like 100 of them. And all I did was tell them, all I need you to do is just send me back the a copy of you wearing the photo. You know, DJ Red Alert, DJ Kid Capri, Heather Hunter, shoot, everybody, Pudgy the Fat Bastard, which is my boy. You know, so people started sending me photos back. And then I could put them on my Facebook page, which is Snapping You Photoware. You know, just to see that now you too. And then, of course, a lot of people like, I'm not on here. But I'm like, okay, listen, you know, not everybody can make it, you know, but there's going to be more. Because remember, I was known for making collages already with our Funk Hut party every Tuesday. You know what I mean? So that's how that came up. And then I kept thinking, okay, I'm still sorting out these negatives. I still got negatives to go through. Remember, I've been sorting really most of them out. I put them all in order, but I've been doing the ones for the book. From 91 to 93, some 94s. But now I have to go back and get the ones 95, 6, 7, 8, you know. So I'm still work in progress. How I want to take the business out. I think right now with the t-shirts, I haven't really moved forward and done anything else with that. It's because right now I'm focusing on really trying to get an exhibit going. Like I said, I was the only female on ground doing this. You know, you can look up, you know, hip hop photographers in New York, but most of them are either shooting from a video shoot or most of them pose photos. Well, mine aren't posed. You know, mine are people at the party having fun. So I really want to take you in the party. How many hip hop books have you seen where someone took you in the party, where you felt like you were there, and you're like, oh, I see that they dancing. No, nobody. But I have that. People like, do you have enough to do your big? Oh, hell yeah. I can just do 91 by itself, 92 by itself, 93 and 4. Oh my God, that's going to probably be volume 1, 2, and 3. Because that's how many parties we attended. You know what I mean? So that's my thing right now.
You should do that annually. Instead of like, of course you're starting now, so you got to go back. When you get current.
Well, you know what? I spoke to a friend of mine named Harry Allen, who's a big time writer, hip hop writer in New York. And he says, Koi, it might be best because then that book is going to be so damn huge. I was like, you know, you're right. You know, it's just that at the time, like I say, as a creator, we have so many ideals. And, you know, sometimes it's good to have someone from the outside come in, and because sometimes people aren't open to that. But I am, because like I said, as a creator, you're sitting here, you're doing this and this and this and this, and maybe it might be too much, and then you know, and
it's
then
so wrapped up to how you want it versus the right way, which could be seen from the outside.
Exactly, and I'm open. I'm not too. You know, I'm very fond of people coming and saying, Koi, maybe this way might be good. And someone did say, maybe you should just do a year, and then every year you can have one. And I said, you know, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can do that. You know, my thing at the time was just that Mary didn't remember me, and Chili didn't remember me. And I'm thinking, what the? All right, I'm taking all y'all back. But yeah, this way here, I can continually have, people can continually have, it'd be like an encyclopedia. You know, you'll have it on your show, you know. So that's what I'm working on now. I've had 2 people approach me about doing an exhibit. And then when they don't get back to me, because I know it still takes a minute because you already got other projects, I'm just like, oh, why didn't you get back to me? The one thing God has taught me is that patience. You have to be patient, because at the end of the day, are you really ready?
Right.
You know, do you have everything? Because when they do call, or you know,
you better be ready.
Exactly. So that's why I say sometimes things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And it's not in your time, but in his time. You know, because I thank him that I've lost storage units and this and that, but I've always kept my negatives with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, the rest of it is just materialistic stuff which you can always buy, because whatever you bought then don't work with the computer now.
Exactly,
you know? But my negatives I still have. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And it wasn't just hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, it was R&B, you know, because to me the School of Hard Knocks and hip hop, when I say that, it's just not hip hop artists. It's just that we all were a part of the school, because if you think about it, I don't know what it was like in LA or any other place, but in New York, we all supported one another. You could have been, you know, Mary J might have been the queen of hip hop, R&B, but it was a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it became a family. You know, Puffy just put those hip hop beats to her voice, which helped. And then there was like, you know, you had SWV. You know, you had a lot of groups, but we all were still considered family. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got a lot of people.
So do you think there's a lot of the support that you speak of, that everyone supported each other, is still going on today? Because I see a lot of it not happening, not in the photography world, more like in music and with the acting. Well, with the acting, they support each other more because they're not too much in competition with each other. But in music, which is so competitive, it's not really much of a support system.
You know, I can't really speak on what it's now because, you know, I don't follow it like I used to.
Okay.
You know, I'm shooting more actors and stuff now because of the carpets, but I'm slowly but surely taking myself out of that realm. It's just because I'm sitting on history that needs to be seen. So it is kind of funny. I do see artists that I grew up with, I could say, in New York, here in LA. And it's not the same, you know. It's just like, hey, go ahead. And to me, I'm just like, yo, what? Yeah. And it's like, yeah. I said, listen, I want to do something. You know, and I'll approach people like we used to do at Jack the Rapper. Get on the corner and be like, listen, this is my idea, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, yeah, okay, we'll talk. Yeah. But we never talk, you know. So it is different. It is. Because I'm also approaching not young people, but the people that were in the business, you know, maybe around the time I was, but it's not the same concept. I don't know if LA has changed everybody or if people have come to them with ideals but never had it on paper or was ready to go with it. And after a while you get tired of that. You know, everybody's probably running the puppy going, yo, you know. And he's like, yo, you ain't got nothing. Right. You know, Queen Latifah, you can't even find her. Right, exactly. I let you see her on the carpet. You know? And I want to say, hey, listen. And I'll be like, okay, you know what, Koi? We're just going to have to approach this a different way. You know, so the Spirit just told me the other day, Koi, hit up some of these artists and say, you have photos. Let's take them to the party. So you guys are doing so much about the parties and having these parties. How about take my images to the party and bring the party in? Okay. You know, so that's one way I guess I have to approach it. I guess I also have to probably send them some type of PowerPoint presentation that's going to show them back in the days, because I think a lot of these artists don't really realize what I have on them. I have their baby photos. Right. Jermaine Dupri, I got one of you and Tupac on stage dancing. You might want to hit me up.
actually, speaking of Jermaine, you should, because they're a friend of mine tours with Jermaine. They're coming here, I think, in November for the So Def 25th anniversary. He performed that song, You Don't Give a Damn, We Don't Give a Fuck. Right. So my boy's J-Bo.
Okay, J-Bo, okay.
So they're coming here, so that's what I'm saying. So that'd probably be a good time for you to try to plug that in.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is, you know, a lot of these artists come here and you can't get to them.
So what's your plan to get to them? Because you have their baby photos. You mentioned, you know, doing the Instagram thing. Well, I advise do all social media along with contact the appropriate channels, which would probably be their publicists.
Or the record bag, hit somebody up at Bad Boy, hit somebody up at So Def. But then it's just like, does it really get to them? You know, where before, you know, you used to go up to the record labels and be like, yo, you know, hey, Koi, come on in, you know. So, and then my thing is, I'm really weird about putting stuff on social media because I always find it on Pinterest, you know, even with my photo credit across it. I'm just like, you know, it's not getting to the right people. So, you know, I'm worried about putting my stuff up because I've been suing people since 2014. Using my photos without, you know, I probably wouldn't be as mad if you would have used my photo credit, but you done took it, put your photo, your own watermark over it, and excuse me?
Do you have it big enough to where people can't do it? Like, I see some photo of Tupac, for example, and it'll say snapping you photos, like, across.
And they still will use it. They still will take it and use it.
I mean, they're using it, but your logo's still there, so it's not really anything they could do with it. As long as it's not, like, on the corner of the picture, then they'll just crop it and then cut your thing out.
No, I make sure now I got watermarks you can't take off.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't want you to, not to interrupt you, but I don't want you to limit the opportunity you have now with social media by being leery about what can possibly happen. Sure. Because now you're missing the opportunity, a window that might.
Well, you know, once you've been burned so many times, it's just like, oh my God. But I think when I get ready to do it, that I know social media is the way to go now, you know, because word of mouth don't work no more, and sending a letter don't work no more, but they want to see the photos. And like I say, I can make them small enough that they look big on Instagram or whatever, and then when you go to take them home, then there's that pixelation, you know. Right. So I know that's something I will have to just drop my shoulders down and just go ahead and do it, you know what I mean?
Might as well, and it might grow your fan base on social media because these photos are so vintage and rare, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, people want to see. I mean, I want to see it.
I know.
And I say just do it with the watermark.
You know, my thing is too, I want them to be special. I want you to go in that exhibit and be like, yo, guess what I just saw at this exhibit? But if I put it all online, then it's not new.
Well, you don't got to put everything.
No, I wouldn't put everything.
That's
Trust me. But, you know, I could always just get this. Like, I wouldn't put the one on Jermaine and Tupac on stage together. No. Because that one is special, you know.
Exactly.
But I could say, hey, listen, I got this and this and this. I just have to probably give it somebody that can help me that does social media, that helps me. Like I say, right now it's just me. You know, I'm sitting on all of this. I'm trying to organize all of this. And like I say, after a while it just becomes too much, you know. So if anybody's out there, you can hit me up at snappinu@gmail.com. That's SNAPNU@gmail.com. If you think you can help me move forward with this, okay.
That's social media marketing.
Yeah.
You actually can do that on your own by just you know how when you put I don't know if you have a business page or a personal page.
I do.
Okay, so when you post a photo, you know the little blue button that says promote on the corner.
Right.
Alright, so when you click that, it's basically a link to it can link to your PayPal or whatever. But basically, you put a budget behind that photo, and you kind of filter out the demographic of who you want to see, your target audience.
Right.
So you can do age 24 to 36.
Never mind, don't email me. I found the guy.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can do countries or cities, whatever for that particular photo. And it'll promote to that target audience. And then you put a budget behind it, like $10, and you can say how long you want it to last, whether it be 24 hours, 10 days, you're spending $1 a day, or you could spend the whole $10 that one day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I tried that one time with on Facebook, and it didn't make a difference.
Well, it also depends how much you put behind.
Right.
Financially, you know what I'm saying? Because if you just put like $10, you know, expect to get a $10 result, you know.
Right.
If you put in $300, you know, then you might see different results.
Right.
So it all depends on that budget, man. That's because everybody's doing it too, and there's like 1 billion people on Facebook. They probably all have the same, maybe the similar advertisement as you. So it's like, you know, you want to kind of stand out.
Right.
You know, and
well, like I say, right now, I'll be scanning for probably the next couple of years. But the photos that I really, really need right now, I think are done. And like I say, right now, I guess my next move, really, what I really want to do is this exhibit. It's time. I'm losing my sisters and brothers from school. You know, they have kids. I'm sure when the book comes out, a lot of these artists are gonna probably been telling their kids, "Yo, back in the '90s, I was doing this and this and this." They're like, "Yeah, Dad, okay," but you don't have no footage. You know, you probably maybe to the Source or Rap Pages or Black Beat or whatever. Right. But then you look at my book, page 300, and you be like, "There's Dad, you know." So that's my whole thing too. Is that we need a homecoming. School of Hard Knocks and Hip Hop from New York needs a homecoming.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So what do you need to get this exhibit started?
Let me see. I guess I need PR. I need, I guess people who know how to do this.
When you say know how to do this, what do you mean?
People who know how to, a curator. I'm sure it's going to need a curator because to me, I've tried this, they say like 40 photos, and every time I go through my photos, I don't turn out to be 1,000. You know what I mean? So a curator, for one. A PR person who's done exhibits before. I guess I would definitely need a manager, somebody who knows how to maneuver me and knows how to sell me. I want to do advertisement, and we're going to have to do that. You know, be on the radio, whatever the case may be to get this going. I'm definitely a story. You know, I'm a Me Too. You know, it might not have been sexual, but it's still the physical and verbal abuse that I've taken from men as a photographer and still doing it. You know what I mean? Because of all the abuse, I actually became a bodybuilder. I was like, this has been the last time they pushed me around, you know? So I started working out so hard on the weights. I became a brick wall, and I was like, yes, this is good. So, like, I need a team. Let's just put it like that. I need a team. Because I have it. I just need a team that knows how to go here, there, and where it needs to go. You know, so
there's two things that I thought you might mention that you didn't, which was sponsorship Because you have all these people's photos, so they should be some type of sponsorship.
Well, let me tell you, I done looked up every artist, that hip hop artist that's got a liquor license, liquor sponsor. You know, I've already gone online and figured out how to write a sponsorship letter, who to do it to. I mean, like I say, I do my research.
Yeah.
Because whoever I bring in, if you're not doing what I've already done,
Yeah.
then I have to get someone else that can take me to the next level, because I've already done the research.
Okay.
You know, I know it's going to be sponsorship. You know, that whoever does the PR, that's the first thing we're going to have to do.
Right.
You know, because somebody's going to have to pay for the filming. We're going to need the liquor, you know, and then if that's a Ciroc or Jay-Z or who, you know. So I know that's the important part. But like I say, the team has to come in. Because, like I say, the curator for one, because I can't choose 30, 40 photos. You know, and in my mind, I already have a creative ideal. If I'm taking you in a party, I want the event, the gallery where I'm having it, to be set up like a party.
Right.
Back in the 90s in New York City. Whether that be you walk through say a subway to get to the other side.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be hot?
That would.
And every subway window has a photo in it. Wouldn't that be hot?
That would.
Don't take my idea, I already trademarked it. So, like I say, I have the creative side already. I just need the business side of it.
Speaking of that, so who's doing the investment? Because when you say exhibit, in my mind, I'm thinking a building, like a museum.
Right.
Right, so who's buying the building? Or who's renting out the building?
Well, I'm sure that's something we would have to sit down and talk about, because I'm sure when the sponsorship comes in, if there is a cost for that, maybe depending on the rate of the sponsors, you know, for this much, if you do this, for this much, you get this package, the gold package, the silver package, the bronze package.
Okay.
So maybe somebody says, well, listen, all I want to do is just sponsor the exhibit, you know. Okay, fine. Maybe I want to just do the liquor license. Okay, maybe I want to do the printing, you know. And then from out of those, you know, the silver, the gold, silver, and bronze, whatever, then you get something from that.
Okay.
You know, whether it be maybe a 20 by 30 autograph print of your choice, you know, or maybe out of the 5 or 6 that I'm willing to give out, you know what I mean? So, you know, like I say, I've done the research on that. It's just sitting down with my team and saying, okay, Koi, this is how we're going to do this. I think this might be the best way to move with this.
Yeah.
You know? And like I say, I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing is still self-taught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never been to business school,
Right,
you know?
right.
I serve my country.
Yeah.
Army strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like I said, at the end of the day, this is still a gift, and I'm ready to share the gift.
Right.
You know, because it's not just mine alone. Me and God, we want to do this.
Right.
So He's going to bring me the right people. I mean, for right starters right now, look at you. I just happen to go through Instagram, never knowing how to figure out. People sending me messages. I'm like, oh, shoot, there's those messages. He sent us a year ago. Phone number changed, you know. But I contacted you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm still learning all that. I post everything just so people know that I'm still alive and I'm doing this. But like I say, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And that's one thing as an artist, in any field, whether it be photographer, whatever, always stay open for knowledge.
Right.
You know, because nowadays, a lot of us always want to stick to our old ways, but the old ways don't work anymore. You know, and I always say, for me, I like to keep the youth around, because without them, some things you're not going to know. You know, how to fix your phone, how to do this, because they're already in it. Even though, you know, we say, oh, you know, I don't like this new music or whatever. Well, hell, when my mom was listening to James Brown and stuff, I thought it was cool when she was doing the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But we was doing the funky chicken.
Right.
And I was like, Mama, what you doing? That's old, Mama, that's old.
Yeah.
But then I always say, every generation has a 10-year cycle, you know, and you do what you can do in those 10 years.
Yeah.
And then the next generation is going to come. Even though we may not necessarily like the new hip-hop music, you have to remember, in the 90s, we were sampling.
Yeah.
These beats nowadays, they hot.
Yeah, exactly.
I be on my motorcycle going,
exactly.
But they may not be saying what we want to hear, but they're saying what they want, what the new generation wants to hear. And that's okay. You know what I mean? So I always think that I need to keep the youth around me. And I, you know, even people that have used my photos and on their Instagram, Facebook. I mean, it's an honor, but it would be nice if they had my name there.
Yeah.
Because for one, nobody knows that it was a woman that shot the shot, you know, and let alone an African American woman, a United States Army veteran, you know what I mean? All that, a black female at that, you know. Bless you, baby. So yeah, like I say, I'm open for anyone that would like to come and help me move this forward because this is history in the makings right now.
Yeah.
And it needs to be saved.
I say once you get the exhibit going, documentary, it's long overdue. But you know, when you get an exhibit going, it'll bring more attention to you and your business. So I think a documentary right after that would be great.
Well, we're working on that documentary right now. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I wanted to
have it already ready to go at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I wanted to actually follow me getting this going.
Right.
You know, and what I would like to do is like every yearbook that I put out, I would like to interview those artists that were at those parties.
Yeah.
You know, what did you think about the parties? What do you think about? Because we never hear from the artists either.
Right.
You know, like you look at a lot of my photos are being used like on Netflix with Tupac or Biggie, whatever. And they talk to a lot of people, but nobody ever talks to the photographers.
Exactly.
The people really behind the scenes.
Exactly.
And I talked to a few video people. I was like, yo, why don't you guys interview people behind the scenes? They be like, yeah. I be like, oh, you know what?
I think because they assume that people only want to hear from the person that was in the photo.
Right. I mean, that's cool too. I mean, because most of the time you have like a panel of people that you're talking to, and some people weren't even there. Some of them were just friends of that person. You know? But how about talking to the photographers or the videographers that were there? But then again, like I said, I don't see a lot of photos out by a lot of photographers. So maybe they all didn't hang on to their negatives because back then, just like with Chi from Source, you didn't think Tupac and Biggie on stage together was that important.
Right.
Whereas now, now they're both gone. Now it's important. You know what I mean? So maybe a lot of them didn't hold on to their negatives. Maybe they didn't have their cameras set. Maybe they came out too dark. Whatever the case may be. Because I remember, I would get excited when I went to go pick up my film. I was like, oh my God, I hope the pictures came out good. You know. And then when I saw the first ones from that calling with Crisscross, I was like, damn, they're moving. But I was like, that's all right because it just shows my beginnings and where I am now. You know what I mean? So, like I say, at the end of the day, I'm open. Even sitting here speaking to you, I mean, I'm probably going to call you and be like, listen, what do you think of how you say do that again?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm open for knowledge because I have to make sure that when I do step out, that I continuously stay out. Because some people step out and you don't hear from them no more. Right. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen. Only because God has allowed me to capture on film some of the most memorable moments in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and generations from here on out need to always see this. It's going to become a part of history in hip hop world. Yeah.
It'd be cool if you had an agent that had a one-up on the productions that are happening involving hip hop, that are coming soon. So he can try to like picture photos to be thrown in there as opposed to them just taking it from the internet and using it. So
they're just trying to find an agent. Most of them are new and young and not. I guess maybe if I was in New York, it'd probably be a little different for me.
Well, I mean, I don't know because I don't know any agents that represent photographers. I don't know how that's.
Well, the agencies that I'm with, they represent in a sense that where they sell your stuff. But,
okay, so I try to license you.
Right, like I'm with agencies now. That's how I get a lot of my jobs now. Like an agency will call me or email me and say, hey, Coy, listen, the Bobby Brown story, listen, can you cover this? And I'll be like, yes or no. Then they'll send me name on the carpet, blah, blah, blah. But as far as an agent that just deals with artists, I have not found yet. Maybe that's something I need to look in just because when I say artists, I mean like not singers, but artists, painters. Maybe they may have something. But then again, not everybody's in the hip hop.
True.
That's so. Just because you're an artist agent doesn't necessarily mean you know how to maneuver for a hip hop person. Especially if you're not from that generation.
Right.
Because you're probably thinking all the new artists, and no, we're talking about this. You might have heard about one or two or three, but you don't really know the whole story. So my whole thing is finding someone from that era, which would really help because then they would be able to sell the photos or sell what I have without a problem. Right. Without me having to say, no, that's wrong, no, there's no. You know what I mean? So like I say, I think because we're putting this out in the universe right now, you and I, that it will. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I agree.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And you put it out, you know, because I sit at home talking about it all the time. Oh my God, you know, we need.
Yeah.
You know? But now we both are discussing this,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's going to be seen
Mm-hmm.
that now it's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because now they know what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come half-assed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is a train that you're going to want to ride for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's cool, man. And going back to the exhibit thing, I my mind is just always on business. So
That's
I'm thinking,
good. That's good. I might have to turn. Hey, you might.
I'm just thinking two different options, and one would be creating a business plan to potentially get a loan to get this building. But my concern with that, which is probably going to be their concern, is what's your plan to make money? That's one.
Right.
Number two is kind of licensing your photos to museums in regards to music, like the Grammy Museum, and doing little like events, you know, using their facility, making you a little money until you kind of could self-fund the big picture, which is the exhibit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's two things. Two options I was thinking you could probably go with. You know.
Well, my thing is, if I go to an exhibit, I'm not trying to buy a place to hold it up. I want my show to be traveled. I want to go overseas with it. I don't want, you know. So I would say the first night would be celebrity only, red carpet.
So then that's the case. You could do it at the Grammy Museum just to start off. I mean, it's a reputable place.
Exactly.
Right there.
Well,
people's pictures already in the ballpark picture that need to be in there that you took.
We spoken. The curator came by, and she was blown away. I'm just right now. She's working on another project. Someone else just came to me about doing something at Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So
the record store on Sunset, that one.
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? It's like a big record store. It currently has Travis Scott's face at the top, but it starts with an A. Ambrose Records or something. It's real historical. I want to say on the corner of Sunset and what's that street? That's not Highland. What street going up? Not cool. I want to say Cahuenga. Sunset. It's like across the street from this Jack in the Box. Then there's this record store, and it's been there for years.
Is it like the old Tower Records or something, maybe?
It's not Tower Records, but it's like on the complete opposite side.
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I don't want to be stuck somewhere forever with it, you know.
Right.
Like most people when they do an exhibit, they have the grand opening,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll probably be there for either a month or 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like I said, I want to travel with this. I want to take everybody to the party.
Mm-hmm.
I want to not take everybody. I want to bring everyone to the party.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, I want to go overseas with this because hip hop is large, especially in Japan, London. So I want to travel with this. So that's where I am right now.
I mean, I think you could do it. And I think that's the best bet. As far as doing it,
I know you're gonna do it. That's what you know. I know you think.
I know. I mean, I'm not in that field.
Right,
so
right.
I'm not too sure. But now that you mentioned doing the pop-up shops pretty much at different locations, I think that's good. Just kind of this one, kind of associating yourself with big names like the Grammy Museum and places like this. But that's a big historic record store. Like artists come there and do pop-ups and perform. Like Brian McKnight was there last month.
Oh, right. That's on.
What's it called? What is it?
That's on Sunset and Cahuenga and Ivar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's across from the.
From the school.
Yeah, but it's across from the theater, the movie theater.
It's not the ArcLight, is it?
Yep, ArcLight. That's it.
Okay.
I shoot there all the time. Yeah.
So pretty much this would be a good.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people outside. I guess they be having record stuff going on.
And MOBA music. Just so you know, I guess I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, MOBA. I guess that's it. Yeah.
MOBA music. You know about it.
Iba.
One of those.
On Sunset.
But yeah, man, I wish you the best of luck with that because that's a great idea. And you got the facilities to do it. All you gotta do is close the deal. So I wish you the best of luck. Anything I could do to help, definitely let
Oh,
me
I'm
know.
calling you.
You know, but I want to thank you for coming to my show today. I mean, you know, you gave us a great story, and
Great.
I'm sure it's still being written. You know.
Oh yes.
And I know
we'll be back.
definitely, we got to do a part 2. I mean, I can't
yes.
wait to see your work. I'm gonna definitely need some photos to throw up in here.
Okay,
you
we
know,
can do that.
So you know, you can keep your logo on it. It's all good. Keep your logo on it. So once again,
I'll make a contact sheet for you.
please do. You know, let the people know your website where they can follow you on social media and everything. You know.
Well, once again, Snapping You Photo. That's SNAP, the letter N, the letter U, photos, PHOTOS.com. You can also find me there at Gmail. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Instagram.
Everything.
all that. I may not always use it, but I'm there.
And that's all that matters, man.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Vegas. My girl, Koi, snapping you photos. And we out of here.
Deuces.
Stay tuned.
Ciao.